and Ed Show.
We're back, the Brooke and Ed Show on 101.4 FM, and it's a slightly crowded studio at the moment, isn't it? We've got top producer Jonathan Sothcott and TV's loved actor Billy Murray. How are you both?
Hi.
Hello.
We're kind of sat round, like, it's just like a war table right here. It's just sort of a bunch of blokes, because Brooke's stuck off in the corner, controlling, like, pressing the nuclear sort of fire button, and we're like, what do you fancy tonight, lads? And Pakistan? Pick a target, really. That's what we want to do. I mean, I actually had to say, because, you know, obviously with you're sort of a recognisable face, but with sort of people, you know, producers and stuff, you don't always have, you know that much about them necessarily. So I actually looked at a bit of your sort of Wikipedia, which presumably is just falsified information. But I was amazed, actually, because apparently at the age of 24 you were running a TV channel.
I was the horror channel, which was run out of a small shed in Tyne and Wear at the time. It wasn't the big proper TV channel it was now.
I'm amazed. Do you know what I was doing when I was 24? I was trying to invent a new sandwich. So I think that just shows it's just like sliding doors. It's like exactly. Jonathan just decides to get up one morning and go, right, I'm going to run a TV.
He's going to be Prime Minister by the time.
I bet he is. I bet he is.
I hope not, for the sake of the country.
Well, in fairness, we've had Gordon Brown, so you know the bar's been set pretty low.
That's
so
true. It can only be better. Can't
exactly.
It? Yes.
You don't even have to do a convincing fake smile. It's fine. You just help yourself.
So your latest film, How to Stop Being a Loser, has steered away from, because you're mainly in the horror genre at the moment. You've had some great Dead Cert, Stalker, Devil's Playground. So why the switch? Was it intentional, or did it just happen?
Well, we did a comedy before. We did a really, really bad comedy called Just for the Record, and if anyone bought it, I'm really sorry. But you can't have your money back. So we wanted to do a good one, and this
just download it.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know what? If you download it illegally,
exactly.
Fine. We don't mind that. How to Stop Being a Loser was a really nice script, and I really wanted to film with Richard E. Grant, because he's such a legend of comedy.
Yeah, he is.
And the lead actor, Simon Phillips, who's also the producer, is a kind of friend of ours, and he asked us to get involved, so we did.
That's it's like an amazing project, because you know, obviously Richard E. Grant. The problem with being Richard E. Grant is you've done one like outstanding, you know, almost genre-defining comedy. And then where do you go from there? This must be really, really hard. You know.
You mean the Spice Girls film?
Yeah, of course, exactly, absolutely. You read my mind. It's unbelievable. So we do have the same plans for a sandwich. I can see this happening. And obviously on to Billy. I was actually, because obviously we know you from The Bill. Obviously, I think that's the most kind of recognisable.
Or EastEnders.
No, absolutely. No, we've done other stuff. But for me, like when I was growing up, anyway, it's I always sort of recognise you from The Bill, and I actually hoped you'd kick in the door, sort of thing, and just like, oh, you're Nick.
I tried, but I'm getting older now.
Well, I was going to say, I haven't heard a bad word about you. Everyone says lovely things about working with you. Yet you won the best.
Yeah, they said the same thing about, you know, I think Don Corleone, you know, looks like he's a lovely bloke. He's a lovely bloke, great pasta, you know.
Yeah. So how did you two meet? Was it a nice romantic dinner?
On a gay internet dating site.
Oh, that's nice.
We did, yeah, and we held hands for the first time.
We met...
Who played hard to get?
Billy always plays hard to get. We met socially, didn't we, originally?
Yes,
and then Billy had another film company at the time. He made a film called Rise of the Foot Soldier, which you might remember, the gangster film, and it was just me and Martin then. And we met and just decided that we should kind of do more stuff together. And he came and did a film for us called Stalker, Billy as an actor. And while we were making that on location in Suffolk, I kind of said to him, maybe you should come and join, and he said, okay.
Amazing. So the Mafia family added another member. That's it. I was actually also, because I obviously known you from lots of sort of different things, but there's some things I think you kind of in, like, I didn't realise you were the voice of Captain Price from Call of Duty. Do you understand what that means?
No, that's credibility.
I know, that is credibility, because like, especially in this, I think as things are going, like the games industry is just turning into this monster, you know, and it's you know, sooner or later it won't be like, you know, oh, you're Al Pacino, but like, hey, didn't you play that little blue thing in that interactive game? Yeah.
I mean, 14-year-old kids come up and want their photograph done with the voice.
Yeah, exactly. Do you have to sort of pixelate? They have to do it on Photoshop after.
Yeah.
sort of like you're not a terrorist.
I don't put my arm around them or anything like
that.
We've got another question here, and this is probably for Billy. Francesca from Acton said, did you use any inspiration from the people you grew up with in the East End for your characters in the Bill and EastEnders? That's a very good question, I think.
In the Bill, every policeman that ever arrested me used a little bit of that.
Yeah. No, I always loved because you obviously had that character Johnny in EastEnders.
Oh yes,
yeah, that's right. And one thing I always liked about whenever a gangster comes into EastEnders or whoever like that, they always create some new job opportunities. I mean, that's in the EastEnders economy. That is the new.
It's normally the club, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's normally a club or a snooker hall that then disappears for a while. Yeah, but then what I love is like when someone like Billy Mitchell, whoever's at the sort of the bottom of the, he basically goes around and he's like he hasn't got a job. He's like, I've tried everywhere. Been to the snooker hall, been to the cafe, been to the car lot. There's nothing out there. And you're like, listen, mate, you're in a place called London. Go further afield. You know, it's just it seems to be a tiny little Hobbiton economy. But
the thing about EastEnders is they always deny there are any gangsters in it.
Yeah,
that's the demise.
That's why I watched it.
What was the character I played?
Johnny Allen.
The demise of Johnny Allen. They didn't like the idea that there was a gangster in the square.
Yeah.
So that he was finished. In the end, I was talking about sofas with Dot and the kind of decor that she should have. And
they did that.
Yeah, there was nowhere to go.
You see, I mean, it doesn't really fit with the BBC's world view of what should be in EastEnders, does it? Even though that's what people like. So it's kind of.
It's a good show, though.
It is a good show.
No, I really enjoyed it.
It is a good show.
Work, and I can't say that I would do it again because at my age, I don't really want to be working that hard.
No, exactly. But I mean, the nice thing about EastEnders is you can have, I suppose, you have 5 full days of shooting when your character's like the central plot, and then usually in that time it's a fantastic drama. But usually, obviously, big things happen. So usually in that time you will have sort of like a breakdown, and then something else, and then sort of like you see them 2 days later that it's focused on certain other character. So you see them in the background, just like carrying along as if nothing's happened, because you need a reset button on a soap.
What I find difficult to understand is that they never ever talk about characters that have disappeared.
Yeah.
Like Johnny Allen hasn't been mentioned once. It's as if he never existed. There are many characters in there. They never mention the Ferraris.
It's true.
I don't mention them again. And you do, in your street, you would talk about the guy that whatever sort of intruded in your life at some time or other, and you would mention him.
I think so. And also, in the thing with soaps, there has to be, I guess, the level of credibility that you can believe it's something that's happened and something in living the memory. Because on Neighbours, not the best soap opera in the world. I don't think I'm afraid of saying that, of ruffling any feathers there. But I love it because you'd have like sort of the sort of a family, and they'd put up, like sort of they call up and like the Kennedy family, and Billy Kennedy, his character from years ago. Like Susan will pick up the phone. She's like, "Oh, it's Billy. He says hi," and we're like, "No, get out of here, Susan. You're not fooling anybody."
We're back in the studio with Jonathan Sothcott and Billy Murray from Black and Blue Films. To plug that's www.blackandbluefilms.com. Will that do?
Actually, legally, whenever we mention either Jonathan or Billy, we have to say blackandbluefilms.com.
What was that?
Blackandbluefilms.com.
Blackandbluefilms.com.
Yes. Oh, sorry. Black and Blue Films.
Black and Blue Films.
Blackandbluefilms.com.
It's just beginning to sound like We Buy Any Car.
Exactly. Would you do WeBuyAnyCar.com, Billy?
Would I do that?
Would you do that?
No, I only do one.
No, I know. You do the revolving door one, don't you? Yeah, I'm surprised you got in the building, thank you. I thought you just have insurance statistics for a while.
Can we talk about a film that's in the pipelines? I don't know if we're allowed to talk about it yet, but the cast is just so amazing. It just Ray Winston and Jane Winston in your next production, is that right?
Yeah.
Can you confirm that?
Yeah, it's absolutely true. Elfie Hopkins would start shooting in Wales on the 8th of March. It's the first time Ray and Jamie have worked together, and we're producing it with their company. And we're really excited about it. It's a really amazing young filmmaker who I've known since I started making his first feature, and it's going to be fantastic. Ray's a really old friend of Billy's. They go back a long way, so we can't wait for that one, can we?
No. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's just
sounds
in Wales,
absolutely brilliant. And
no, Wales is a lovely place.
Lovely.
Just a long way away. Let's get that right, Welsh.
Yeah, exactly. Wales, what are you doing over there? Come over here. What's going on?
What would you say is what film are you proudest of, Jonathan?
Normally other people's and pretending that they're mine. No, I don't know. I was quite happy with a film I did called Devil's Playground a couple of years ago. That worked out quite well. and Billy and I have done a lot of films with Danny Dyer, who's a good friend of ours, and we like working with him. And it was nice to give him a film that sort of showed off his abilities. And Billy's daughter Jamie came and did a bit for us in that, and obviously she's a very successful actress in America now. And our other friend Craig Fairbrass was in it.
Craig.
Yeah,
he did. I remember Craig.
He does Craig better than Craig.
Do Craig?
No, I don't do Craig.
No. Just do it for me.
Only because he's in the country, you know he's not in the country.
Don't worry, I guarantee he's not listening.
He's in there.
You can't hear this outside Hounslow, so I don't think LA's going to be a push.
Craig can hear everywhere.
Can he? Is he going to be in the werewolf film? Because he has the ability.
He's already bugged us.
So Ed and I were toying around with the idea that now that we've got a producer and actor in the studio, what would happen if we took two great loved films and put them together,
genetically spliced them into one super plan.
And what films were you thinking of?
Well, so far
we've got Jonathan's favourite, which is, well, you better stick to what you told me before, otherwise.
Well, I told you two, so which one have you gone with?
We went with Jaws.
Okay, good. That is my favourite film. I love Jaws.
Right, Jaws, and then went with one of my favourite films, which turns out you don't really like, Grease.
Yeah, Grease.
What would happen
Grease
if you put
Jaws.
Jaws and Grease together?
Yeah, we've got some. So I guess that we had I'm very well prepared, and so while I was on the district line, I decided to write a small film script. Well, I didn't actually. I just ideas for songs anyway for this whole Jaws meets Grease scenario. So obviously, I think it should be a love story between the guy on the boat and the shark.
I don't think it would work because you could never get a shark in a white suit, could you?
There is that. There is that.
You're the one that I want to eat.
Exactly. Exactly. Damn it! Cross that out
He's
now.
going to give up his job as a comedian now.
Well, no, I thought, you know, it's pretty obvious. In fairness, but it's just they should start off like, you know, sort of summer loving, hunting a shark. I mean, that would be normal. And then it's like, I've got fins, they're made for swimming, and I'm losing control because the blood that you're dripping is tantalising. And better swim fast, cause I need a meal, and my mouth is set on you, etc. But I like also Grease Lightning would be a great thing. It's like gotta catch a creature attacking all the people on the beach. That would be shark hunting, go shark hunting. Gotta snare the monster who munched on my mother last week. We can catch it with a hook, we can shoot it with a gun, we can blow the killer up. The important thing is to have fun. And then instead of like
That's very good.
So that would be, there we go, there's Broadway.
So what do you think, Jonathan?
3 minutes of my
is
life.
that a new development now in the pipeline for black and blue films?
I think it is. We're going to go straight away and make a shark musical. It's going to be the future of the film business.
Brooke and dead, riding through the glen.